Hi, my name is Kevin Duddy. I'm the Assistant Equipment Manager for the LA Chargers. Today we're going to show you a collection of the things that we use on a day-to-day basis to help the team get suited up and ready for game day and practice. Now you're looking at a Charger artifact here. This face mask was put on top of this clock to keep it safe and protected. We had a punter, his name was Mike Cyphers. He liked to use this as target practice, which for a punter, this would be a heck of a thing to be able to hit from a great distance. So this ball will come down before this face mask was here. It might come in there and like knock the clock out. If you're a punter, if you can hit this from 50 yards away, you're doing a good job. But we don't want that. Chris Smith, he built this beautiful thing, put the mask on now. It's not gonna get it. Ever since then, the clock has never been broken. When practice starts, we all have a script on us that tells us exactly when we're gonna do what we need to do at certain times. That's what this is for. We have a big clock on the practice field, and when, say it's time for stretch, which is 10 minutes long, I'll run over to this clock, pop, 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 put 10 minutes in, blow the horn, and then we'll start stretch. When stretch is over, blow the horn again. We're gonna start an individual period, 20-minute long. Blow the horn again, onto a team period, and so on and so forth. The clock is a key component to making sure everyone knows what they're doing when they're supposed to be doing it. Here we have the practice horn. Now I'm sure you've seen 1,000 football videos where you hear a horn blowing in the background. That's what this is. You do! Woo! When a period is over in practice, everyone needs to know that it's over. Now we're on a humongous field with tons of people. So what I'll do is I will raise the horn over my head and I'll blow it. Makes a loud noise. That way everyone knows the period's over, on to the next period. This is probably the most pressure job that I've ever had on a practice field, because if you get it wrong, everyone's gonna know about it. Now to be a good hornsman, you have to know how to use it. And if you raise it up too fast, it's gonna make a real squeaky noise. It's not gonna be too good because it's mixing around in the can. And if that happens, everyone's gonna know about it, makes an awful noise, and then believe me, I'll hear it. As an example of how the horn is used, it's very loud. So always plug one ear, hit the other one, and go, and there we go. The practice radios.
Throw one, you got me, babe?
Now, the quarterbacks and the linebackers have speakers in their helmet. Before practice, I've plugged the batteries in and checked them, make sure they work. And then once practice begins, we hit a team period, the coach needs to be able to tell the player the play.
Stick on the stick, nice job.
So I'll run over to Coach Staley and Coach Kellen Moore, and I'll hand them their respective radios. One's for offense, one's for defense. Each have their own frequency attached to the radio. So once practice begins, boom, he can tell the player the play, and then after practice, I'll collect the radio from him.
All right, here we go, baby. First time, brother. First of many. First of many. Let's go, baby.
An NFL equipment manager is football's equivalent of the pit crew in NASCAR. Basically what I'm saying is a player can run to the sideline, his face mask is bent. Look how bent that is. He comes to the sideline, we need to change that. And there's no time to do this. You literally have seconds. So you have to be very fast. So that's why you carry a screwdriver in your pocket. You have helmet parts in your pocket. You got the screws. Basically, player comes over, we'll take this one off, put this one on, and then he can get back on the field. And the key to it is that he misses the least amount of time as possible. Get him back out there ready to play.
We're ready to go. We're ready to go.
Well, you have to be ready the entire game start to finish, because it can happen anytime. It can happen, you could happen to 2 or 3 guys at a time. Now, the football equipment's gotten so advanced now and so durable. It doesn't happen often. I'd say maybe once a game you're gonna have a repair like that. You know, in the 90s and in the early 2000s, the helmet models were different. They were built differently, and they were good, but the helmets now are just that much better. They don't break very often, but when they do, we're ready to fix them. All right, now this helmet, this is a SpeedFlex helmet. It's a different model. As you can see, it attaches differently on the sides. That's why we carry this. We'll have this, and the trainers will also have this in case we need to remove a face mask quickly. So this is a quick release. All you're doing is you're hitting a button and it comes off instead of unscrewing. And on the inside, you have this piece here is for the chin strap. That way we can take the chin strap off if it breaks. Sometimes you'll have this strap break, which is the worst thing that can happen because it takes a little while to fix it. So that is the purpose of why we carry this tool with us. Got to have this one.
What's that tool called?
We don't know. We do not know the name of it. Before every offensive series starts, the quarterbacks need to warm their arms up. I'll stand next to Justin. Justin will zip a ball over to Tasso. Tasso and I will throw our gloves on right beforehand. Gotta have them on because he throws the ball very hard. Tasso will catch the ball, throw it to Easton Stick, and then Stick will throw it to me. And then we basically play catch for a minute or two before every offensive series. The reason why we have to wear these gloves is if I drop a ball, Justin's gonna be standing there waiting for it, and we don't have much time to do this. So at all costs, we cannot drop the football. So that's why we wear gloves. All right, so during the game, you will have your ball crew, and you'll have a member of the ball crew wearing the K vest. That signifies that he has the kicking ball, which you can see looks much different than the passing ball that the quarterbacks are going to use. Now the X vest, that's the ball boy ball crew member that'll have the quarterback ball. As you can see, it has the bolt on it. Our ball crew member will throw the ball into the game. That way the referee knows this is the Chargers ball. Every team has their own logo on the ball, and it's made at the Wilson factory that way. Chad, he'll go through and he'll prepare the football. There's actually mud and oil and all sorts of stuff in this ball to get it look this way. The difference between the passing ball and the kicking ball, first and foremost, you can see the color. Now, when the ball comes out of the box, it's actually pink and it's covered in preservative powder. It's skinnier, it has high bevel to it, that gives you grip. Whereas the kicking ball is different, it's smooth. These both look the exact same coming out of the box. Now you look at them now after the proper preparation, you get them to look this way. Now the kicker likes the ball to be rounder, fatter. He likes the ball to be slick, just like a soccer ball. Think of it that way. Whereas a quarterback wants the ball to have grip so he doesn't slip out of his hand, and he wants the ball to be skinnier. So you only have so many kicking balls. Now, if one of these goes in the stands, which is our worst nightmare, we got to get this ball back because we might only have a couple footballs that are ready for the kickers. What we'll do is, if that happens, is we'll try to go to the fan and say, hey, here's a quarterback ball. Can we give you this one? Because we had a lot more of these. Can we give you this one for the kicking ball so we can get it back into the game? One of the equipment manager's best friends is the Sharpie. And one of the reasons why is when a player makes a big play, scores a touchdown, gets an interception, he'll run to the sideline with the ball if he wants to keep it. And there's a guy that usually kind of takes it from him or he hands it to. That's an equipment manager most of the time. And you got your Sharpie, boop, pull it out of your pocket, and then you'll write the number on the ball. And then we have a trunk behind the bench that we'll put the ball into. And then after the game, we'll grab that ball and we'll present it to the player, give it to him, and put it in his locker for him. And if need be, if he wants to, we can get it painted up for him. Here we have our toolbox. This is on the sideline. But this one is special because it has the needle and thread. Now, if a player's jersey rips during the game, which now this happens once or twice a game, where a player will get a tear in the shoulder area, or last game we had a guy's pants actually tear. Chris Smith will come by, he'll grab the needle, and he'll do a sew job on the sideline while the player's wearing the uniform. At any point in time, that player might have to run back out to the field. So you don't have much time. I mean, when you're doing it, you have to go in with the mentality that you have seconds to do this. If there's a turnover on the field, that player has to sprint out to the field. Imagine you're sitting there with a needle and thread in your hand and on his jersey, and he's got to run to the field. So you got to be quick. So that's just a little example of the gadgets and gizmos we use on a day-to-day basis, whether it be game day, practice. In the end, though, you just always got to be ready at any given time. Anything can happen. We'll be ready.